Today's Newcastle news is a proper summer warning. Mateta is on our radar, but would he really be enough? Trafford is back for a third time, while Pope's future looks shaky. Strikers, keepers, exits, ambition. This window could define our season. Get in the comments because next video I'll put your takes on screen and answer them. According to Football Insider, and with Mick Brown speaking to them as well, we're apparently looking at Jean-Philippe Mateta from Crystal Palace as a possible forward option this summer. And right away, man, that one splits the room, doesn't it? Because on one hand, Mateta is Premier League proven. He's physical, he's awkward to play against, he knows where the net is, and he's just scored twice against us at the weekend, according to the report. So, we can't sit here and pretend the lad's useless. But here's the thing. Football Insider are also saying this could come while we prepare for big movement up front, with Woltemade and Yoane Wissa potentially being sold. And that's where I start getting twitchy, honestly, because we're Newcastle United. We're not just patching holes with duct tape anymore. We're not in the Ashley years, scraping around and hoping a striker has a decent run for 6 weeks. We're supposed to be building a squad that can walk out at St. James Park, under those lights, with the Gallowgate end roaring, and look like it belongs at the top end of the table. Now look, I reckon Mateta would give us something. He's got that big centre-forward feel, boots planted, elbows out, defenders hating every minute of it. On a cold northeast night, when the pitch is slick and the match is getting ugly, he could be useful. Canny useful, actually. But useful isn't the same as transformational, and that's the bit that gets me. The report even says there are doubts about whether he really fits the profile we want, and I agree with that, to be honest. If we're moving forwards on, especially lads who were meant to be part of the project, then the replacement has to feel like a statement, not just a name on a recruitment list, not just he's available, he scores a few, knee bother. Nah, not for us now. We've tasted what ambition feels like. We've had trophy nights, European nights, moments where SJP felt like the whole city was shaking. So when we talk about a new striker, I don't just want numbers. I want presence. I want hunger. I want someone who looks at the black and white shirt and understands the weight of it. The mad part is, Mateta probably would fancy it. Who wouldn't? From Selhurst Park to St. James Park, from Palace noise to Toon Army noise, that's a different level, man. That walk up to the ground, the cold in your face, the pub packed before kickoff, everyone talking about whether you're the man to lead the line. That pressure can make players, or it can swallow them. And honestly, I don't dislike Mateta. I actually respect what he's done. He's had to fight for his place. He's had purple patches, and he's proven he can score in this league. That matters. It really does. But if we're serious about kicking on, is better than what we've got enough? That's the question. Because Football Insider mention other targets too, including Dominic Solanke, with his future at Tottenham sounding uncertain in their report. They even mention trouble around Tottenham after a defeat away at the Mackems, which is grim enough to say out loud. But the wider point is clear. We're shopping for a striker, and the club knows this position could define our summer. And I genuinely believe this. Mateta might score goals, but at Newcastle, scoring goals isn't enough. You've got to carry the noise as well. That's the line. You've got to carry the noise. The roar, the pressure, the expectation, the lads in the strawberry arguing before kickoff, the Gallowgate demanding more when the match is 0-0, and we need someone to bully a defender, win the header, take the chance, and drag us forward. So, Mateta as a squad option, I can see it. Mateta as the main man for where we want to go. I'm not fully sold. Not yet. So here's the proper question for Newcastle fans. If we sell Woltemade and Wissa, would signing Mateta feel like smart Premier League business? Or would it prove we're still not acting like the elite club we're supposed to become? According to the Gazette, with The Athletic also saying we've made contact over his availability, James Trafford is back on our radar this summer. And honestly, Trafford again? How man? Third summer in a row. At this point, the lads basically had a Newcastle shirt waiting for him in the cupboard. Because this isn't some random keeper name dropped into a transfer column for clicks. We tried to sign him in 2024. We tried again in 2025. The report says he agreed terms with us both times, and then Manchester City came flying in, triggered that buyback clause, and paid £26 million to take him back. And then, what happened? They signed Gianluigi Donnarumma. So Trafford went there thinking he might be their number one. And suddenly, he's stuck as second choice, only making 17 appearances last season. He even admitted in February that being number two wasn't what he expected. Now look, I don't blame the lad for being frustrated. He's young, he wants to play, he wants rhythm, he wants that feeling of walking onto the pitch knowing the shirt is his. Every player wants that, every keeper needs that. But here's the thing. If we're going back in for him for a third time, that tells me our recruitment team really rate him. This isn't a panic move. This is a name we've clearly kept warm for years, and I reckon there's something canny interesting about that. Because at Newcastle, being a keeper isn't just about catching crosses and looking tidy with your boots. Nah. It's standing in front of the Gallowgate end when the rain's coming sideways, the match is tight, the crowd's roaring, and every single touch feels massive. That's pressure. Proper pressure. Trafford would have to handle that. And on the other side of it, there's Nick Pope. I've got respect for Pope, I really do. He's given us big moments, big saves, and there were times where he made the goal feel tiny for the other lot. But if the Gazette are saying we're open to letting him leave, and talks have happened with Ipswich Town, then we can't ignore what that means. It feels like the club might be ready to turn the page. Not brutally, not disrespectfully, but football moves fast, lads. You either plan early or you get caught scrambling. And we've already signed Yoane Wissa from Stade de Reims as a second-choice keeper, according to the report. So the keeper department is clearly being reshaped, bit by bit, quietly. But it's happening. The mad part is, Trafford apparently wants to wait until after the World Cup with England before deciding his future, and that could drag into mid-July if England go far. That's where I get a bit twitchy. Because he might like us. He's agreed before. He might be encouraged by us coming back again. But we're Newcastle United. We can't spend the whole summer standing outside Manchester City's door like some gadgie waiting for a text back. If Trafford wants us, mint. Come in, take the shirt, prove you can handle SJP, and grow with the project. But if he's waiting and keeping everything open, then we need to be smart. We need ambition, but we also need control. Because Trafford hasn't just been linked with us, man. He's practically been circling St. James's Park for 2 years. And maybe this is finally the summer where it happens. Maybe this is the moment where we stop talking about him as one for the future and actually put him in our squad. But if Pope goes, Trafford can't just be a nice young keeper with potential. He has to be ready for the noise, ready for the shirt, ready for the pressure when a cross comes in at any 0-0 and the whole stadium freezes for half a second. That's Newcastle. That's what he'd be walking into. So here's my question for Newcastle fans. If Nick Pope leaves this summer, should James Trafford be our new number one straight away? Or would that be a massive risk for a club that's supposed to be chasing the top end of the table? If you enjoyed the video, hit subscribe and join the Toon Army because this summer's going to be massive and we're covering every twist. and get in the comments with your take on today's news. Tell me what you reckon, because in the next video, I'll put some of your comments right here on screen and answer them properly.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.